Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday again. Hello, Jen.
Hi, Amanda, and welcome back to Taiwan after a
Yeah.
long break, right, from your vacation. And yes, this is our Thursday Go Live once again. For those who are watching us for the first time, my name is Jen. I'm a single working mom to two teenage boys and also a digital business owner. And with me, I've got Amanda. Amanda, do you want to do a quick intro about yourself?
Absolutely. So the name is Amanda, Philippine-born Chinese, currently living in Taiwan, just came back from Spain and Portugal. I am a product developer by profession. Like right now, I'm in my office right now doing some overtime work for a project that is very urgent. But after my working hours, during the weekends or during my spare time, I am a digital business owner like Jen.
Yes. And those who have been watching us will know that we run this go live every Thursday, sharing with people, what we believe in, and especially for this series, is about how to restart, reset, and refocus our life. And it can happen
Yes.
anytime, as long as we have the determination to do so. So today's
Yes.
session is very interesting, right? It's about how we transcend from limiting beliefs. The
Right.
interesting thing is that we all grow up since young with probably a certain type of belief about ourselves or a certain situation. And it may not be just some sort of um, I would say not some sort of experience that we've gone through, but I think particularly sometimes where the experiences where we may be hurt, the past things that we are hurt, or some things that we have experienced fear, a lot of all these things actually very often it actually obstruct us from making a lot of progresses in life. So
Yes.
then, we have this limiting belief that, oh, I can't do this or I can't do that, or oh, no, I'm not made up for this. So, yeah, so this is the topic that we're going to share about for this evening. So I want to just ask Amanda, for yourself, would you like to share with us or with me, like, what are some of the things that happened in the past that you feel that it could be hindering you from making processes um, in your life?
Yes. So um, you're absolutely right that all of the past experiences, failures that we've had, creates that self-limiting beliefs because of that one experience. It could be traumatic, it could be a really bad experience that we immediately concluded at that time that we are not made for certain things, or we are not worthy, or we can't do certain things, and I was no exception to that. So my story that I would like to share is the limiting belief that I'm not good enough. Like, who can relate to that, right? So you're not all perfect, right? So there are certain areas that we are not really good or capable, but somehow life has thrown us into that situation where you're gonna have to face this something that you're not good at, and you have to deal with it. And so in my case is that I was a uh, I was a star student. I mean, like an A student when I was in my elementary school. And back in the Philippines, when you're top three in your class, when you move on to high school, you would get access, or you would be um, assigned to a star class. So star class would be all of the students grade who has or top three in their classes were put together so that everyone would have an advanced learning. So our schedule, or our subjects are more a little bit more advanced than the regular classes, and
Yep.
especially math. And so math is something that I am not really good at. Like, I could basically follow formula. So if there's a formula and there's a test, and I could just basically apply the formula, I can do that. But if I have to apply so many logics and so many flexibility and complex math calculations, then that's my weakness. That's my kryptonite. And so I was I was struggling for my first 2 years in my high school because everyone is so good at math, and I seems to be it seems to be that I'm the only one who couldn't really solve the math problem. And so within those 2 years, despite the effort, the hardship, oh, I have to memorize this, I'd have to do this, I'd have to get a tutor, I still couldn't get it. And then I was demoted because there's a certain level or the certain grade that I need to meet before so that I could stay in star class. But then I was demoted to a regular class after 2 years, and that was a painful and embarrassing experience for me, because for me it's like you're from the star, you're high above the sky, and then
Right.
you're like a shooting star back to the ground. And for me,
Mm,
that was really a very painful experience that I could remember. My body remembers. Like I was feeling so nervous and so anxious. Like, oh my God, I'm not good enough. That's why I wasn't able to maintain my star class position. And
mm,
so, but then I made it through high school. But then at that time, I just had that limiting belief that I'd have to excel at one particular area that's very important in that particular industry or in that particular class. And so that affected how I work in the society. So, for example, in my job, if this is a job that requires other skills other than what I have, and I don't have that skill yet, then I would immediately feel nervous. Oh my God, okay, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough because there's a one skill that I don't know, and I'm not good at it. And so instead of having the motivation and having that drive, that curiosity to learn that skill and be patient with myself, I would immediately shrink and I would
mm,
immediately worry. It's like my brain is so in a freezing mode that I wouldn't. Okay, I'm not gonna think about or gonna think about how am I gonna excel or how I'm gonna go learn that skill. Instead, I'm going
mm,
to and I kind of divert and work on something else. And so
mm.
those limiting
Avoidance,
beliefs,
avoidance, yeah.
yeah, I would avoid all kind of skills that I'm not good at. And so in a way, I'm limiting myself. I'm limiting the potential that I have to explore other opportunities. Like I could be more and do more. It's just that my brain is telling me I'm not good enough. And
Mm,
so
mm,
I would be afraid of making decisions or taking actions. And so it took me some years before I started to really rewire and reprogram my brain. And I think it's really all about experiences. It's all about trying, trial and error. Um, and it's constantly reminding myself that I don't have to compare myself with others. I have to just focus on myself. And what I would tell myself on a daily basis is like every evening I would acknowledge myself. I would jot down three things that I acknowledge myself for that day. So I acknowledge, like for example, I acknowledged myself today for completing an important project for the company. I acknowledge
mm.
myself that despite that I'm having overtime here in the office, I didn't have an excuse to have this go live with Jen.
Right.
I acknowledge myself. This little acknowledgement is just one way of rewiring my brain to see what part or what areas am I good enough. So this
Mm.
is how I gradually transcend from my limiting beliefs. So, how about
Wow.
you, Jen? What was your
Wow.
experience?
Yeah. So before I go to share about myself, I totally can resonate with you. How is it like to some feel unworthy or not good enough? And I
Yeah.
want to acknowledge you today because I've seen that you have been stepping out of your comfort zone to do
Mm,
things that you are not comfortable with, right? And because
yeah.
of all these things that you do and we do, it also actually helps us to um, push away and challenge our limiting beliefs. So I want to
Yeah.
acknowledge you on that.
Thank
And
you.
and for myself, I'm going to share this thing that some of you may have heard is about. I've got this I've got this fear of water. You know,
Mm,
I think maybe more than probably 20 years, 18 years ago at least.
mm,
I think my kids, see, I haven't even probably get married then. So probably 20 years ago, I
mm,
had two near death with drowning incident on the same day,
mm,
just back to back. And 20 years I have always having this fear of water. So
mm,
although gradually I overcame the fear, I go to the swimming pool, I do swim and all those things, but I do know that I am very careful or very fearful when someone tries to touch my leg.
mm, mm,
I'm very fearful when someone touch my leg. I panic. So although
mm,
I can get a bit more and more comfortable with water, but still there's this little bit of fear. So over time, I thought that, oh, actually, I'm okay. I thought that I
mm,
have okay. So until recently, so 20 years ago, I was in Club Med Bintan when this happened. So as you
mhm.
know, I think a couple of maybe last month, I went to Club Med Bali with my kids.
Yeah.
So this time we wanted to go snorkeling. And
Mm,
that's where I realized actually my fear of water has never gone away. It has
mm,
always been in me. It's just that
mm,
I just showed it. What happened was I signed up for snorkeling with my kids. So we went
mm,
out. And even before we went out to the sea, I almost shaken up. I'm like, no, no, no. I was just trying to find excuses not to go. Is it full? Is this, is this that? But anyway, I went. Right? I just go. So I went, and then I froze when I sat at the boat. I had no courage
mm,
to jump down to the water. I just froze. I was so fearful. I just tell myself that I cannot do it. I had palpitation. I went dizzy. I everything you can think of. So at that point, I just tell myself, no, no, no. Suddenly, I just tell myself, I just remember how fearful it is. I'm just so scared
mm,
that I just sat down at a boat, holding on to the railing for at least, I think, 5 to 10 minutes.
mhm.
But what really changed me at that point was the instructor was so, so, so patient with me. He kept
Ah,
encouraging me, don't worry, I'm here. I'm here to hold your hand. I'm here to support you. You see your kids are far away. You want to have a family snorkeling, right? So you should go, etc. So anyway, I still refused to. I almost gave up. But because of his constant encouragement, I kept telling myself, no, Jen, you can do it. You can do it.
mm,
It's now or never. It's now
yeah,
or never. I told myself, I'm going to set an example for my kid.
yeah,
Overcome your fear. So
yeah,
after plenty of encouragement, I jumped down to the water.
yeah,
And at that point of time, I jumped down. I'm like, what is there so scary about?
yeah,
So when we were talking about this topic, this incident came so clearly to my mind that I want to share with everybody because very often we let our fear that has been in us for decades, and these are the
mm,
things that stop us from doing many things.
yeah,
And why I decide to challenge myself at that point is I said, if I can overcome this thing, I can overcome any fear in my life.
yeah,
So this actually relates to me that this is like a metaphor, right?
yeah,
When we have our mentors, we have colleagues around us, we've got supportive community, there's actually a lot of possibility. So
yeah,
just like when I started off this business, I know nothing about online business. I am very fearful. I'm very fearful because I've never gone live like that. I've not done social media, blah blah blah, But because I believe that I want to make a change in my life. And with the support of the coaches, with the mentors in this community, it allows me to overcome this fear. And here we are, here I am doing all these sessions, sharing with everyone out there, hoping that, we can inspire people to take that step. So to
Yeah.
me is we need to be we need to have the faith in ourselves instead of believing that believing in our limiting beliefs. We need to believe in ourselves that we can make the change, and you need to have that commitment that I want the change. Yeah,
Yes.
so so it's this is so close to my heart because I am now there to tell you that I overcome my fear of water. But who knows? The next time I go out, I may be still fearful. But instead of taking 10 minutes to jump down, maybe I take, 3 minutes. So it's going to be
Mm.
great, right? We just still need to continuously do it, then we can overcome.
Absolutely. And I love that what you shared a while ago that, despite 20 years, 20 years is a very, very long time. And I guess the reason why a lot of us cannot overcome those limiting beliefs because the body, really, it's about the nervous system. When you feel fear, it's the nervous system, it's the body's memory that's telling you, hey, you've got that near drowning experience. Don't go there. Don't, you know, you're gonna drown yourself out later on. So don't go. So the
Right.
body remembers whatever happened to you in the past. Now, the only
Yes.
thing that we could do is like what Jen did is like to be there, to feel the fear and be okay with that fear and just do the next little action. So
Yes.
with that as because that I think that's the way that I do it as well is when I feel fear, I would stay with that feeling. It's okay to acknowledge that fear, and I'm gonna feel this fear, and I'm just gonna do the next action
Right.
until your body will feel, oh, okay, now it's safe for me to actually do this new thing, this new adventure. It's all safe for me to go into water. And so I think that's a very valuable insight. And also, it's really important to surround ourselves with positive people and positive
Absolutely.
community. So I, for one, so Jen has her coach, your lifeguard, or the instructor, the swimming instructor, who had patiently encouraged her to go down and try the water or snorkeling. And for my case, I had my life coach and I had my husband to support me along the way. And so these are the things, the crucial factors. You have to have surround yourself with positive people who will support you and guide you patiently. You will
Mhm.
want to have a, you know, acknowledge that fear and have that desire, hey, I'm gonna try it anyway, despite the feeling fear, until this body will feel, oh, okay, this relax, this is safe,
Yeah.
this is safe, okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Absolutely.
that's how exactly you can transcend from limiting beliefs. So sometimes
Mm.
your brain will say this is right, but then your body says no. It's just that it's okay. You tell your body it's okay. We're safe and we're just gonna do it. Okay,
Yeah.
so hopefully the audience have taken away some important tips and tricks or useful tips and tricks from Jen and I. And we hope to encourage more people to go out of your comfort zone. If there's something that you really, really, really want to try or really, really want to attain or achieve in life, then go after it. Feel the fear and have faith and do it anyway. And so this, yes, do you have anything more to add to that, Jen?
No, no, this is great. Yeah. Thank you for
Yes.
sharing.
Yes. And so with this episode, transcending from limiting beliefs, and we talked about a little bit about our fear and how this has hindered us from making progress. Next episode, next week, is something about inner child. So I'm not sure if a lot of the audience knows about inner child, but it's been scientifically proven that there is that every one of us has an inner child within us, and that inner child is actually the one feeling the fear. And so how do we reparent our inner child? How do we help our own inner child? That's what we are gonna tackle next week, Thursday, same time.
Yep.
So we'll see you next week, Thursday, and have a great evening or morning or afternoon, and have a great weekend, everyone.
And thank you,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.